Hi Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a read from November 16th through the 30th, 2019, and this is going to be you and the who, right? And who, right? Who could be the other person. It could be a significant other, friend, family member, a person of interest, even could be a spouse of some sort. Now, a lot of you, this also could be you and that other side in terms of a situation if you do not have a particular person of interest at this particular moment. All right. So just saying, because that happens with a lot of my subscribers or viewers. So I do want to be clear that sometimes this could be a situation. Please continue your likes, subscribes, and shares. Note your comments below. This is going to be a general read for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus signs. All right. If you'd like a personal read to tap into your own personal energies versus the collective in this general read, then go to theguidedintuitive.com and we'll get you all set. All right. All right. So now I've also wanted to let you guys know is that I've been booking a lot of those beyond the read sessions, and that's for some of you that might not be, that kind of might be a little maybe hesitant in terms of moving forward as to what your limiting belief is, what's holding you back. But this is really for those that actually see a certain something standing in the way, whether it's a self-limiting belief, whether it is perhaps some sort of emotion, negative emotion that keeps standing in the way time after time again. All right. So if that is the case and you see some sort of pattern there, then you do want to check us out at the Beyond the Read. All right. So do check us out there because it takes it a step further to get to the root of the situation, pull that out, and bring you much lighter on your journey. Okay. Because right, life's all about the journey, isn't it? If we can move on that lighter without any bumps, right? We'd like life to go smoothly without any bumps in the road, but again, nobody really grows up with a past that doesn't have a bump or two, okay? So I'm here to kind of help out that a little bit. And if you are interested or just kind of want to explore that, then also you maybe want to check out our discovery session. So that is actually to maybe talk to you about it, how you might want to move forward and to recommend a service that is best for you, either that or coaching, whatever seems to work. But it's all about getting rid of the situation so you feel much better, much lighter, and your pathway is clear to move forward on that relationship, on that situation, or in the light that you totally deserve. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. So let's continue this and let's see what's in store for you here. All right, we're gonna do a 6-card spread. I'm gonna pull different decks as we go through this to make it fun, right? So let's see how you feel about them right now. How you feel about them right now, Capricorn. Here we go. Here it is. Efficiency. So interesting. You might see them really focused on what it is that they need to do, and they're stepping away from the fear and moving and taking action. Okay. Now this could be in a relationship, in a situation, whatever has brought you to my channel here. But it's almost as if that, that this person has got everything that they need to make something happen. But you almost feel that they're kind of in the bushes and they've got that starry-eyed look like, whoa, right? That's the fear, right? But they know they have it in their hands, whatever it is, the light, that they can make a change in their world, okay? A change in the relationship or a change in that work situation, whatever, again, has brought you here. But that's what I was saying. So maybe they're focusing on one thing at a time now to be a lot more efficient than juggling multiple things too. So some of you, that might very much well be the case. So this is about, if it's in a relationship, it's kind of bringing them down to the one or the two, the very few or one. So being very efficient in terms of what it is that you're doing, maybe on the dating scene as well there, too. But yeah, that's exactly what I see here. This is beautiful. And it just talks about, maybe focusing on one thing right now, one thing that you truly love. There's a lot of green there, and that speaks to me about the heart chakra. And that's exactly what I see here. So this is beautiful. Don't try to struggle with things, right? Create efficiencies whenever you see it. Don't try to roll the boat, you know, upstream, downstream, co-creating with the universe is much better. Okay, for those of you that follow Abraham, Esther Hicks there, so that could very much well be the case for you. Maybe you need to tweak a budget. Maybe you need Capricorn, maybe just to make some sort of minor change in a relationship or situation that just makes a massive difference. Okay, note your comments below because I'd like to know. Do share with other fellow Capricorns here. But this is saying that right now, one of the biggest assets that you have is your imagination. So your imagination on how you feel about them. Maybe that you feel that you want to make that they're trying to make things efficient in their world, and they're trying to make maybe some sort of adjustment. But that's what I see here. Yeah, it's about you know, this is always about that the sun is always shining in their life, but they're just waiting to turn, you know, to have those seeds that they planted grow, right? And that's what I see here. So there's a lot of abundance and growth, and they're trying to be very efficient with their time. So that's what I'm seeing here, is that they're really focused on that too, okay? But their imagination is going to be very, very big, because that's going to open up the gates of just, you know, new ideas, fresh perspective, and it allows for a lot of lightheartedness and playfulness as well too. So interesting, efficiency. That's interesting that we got that. I'm gonna pull the tarot. Let me pull some on this. How you feel about them? How you feel about them? Again, they're being very efficient right now. Careful of their timing, things like that. Let me clarify this with the turn, so it wants to come up. Here we have it. King of Swords. So this is about, interesting, this is about authority. This is about someone being very clear thinking. So you might see them as this, Capricorn. Very clear thinking. It could be that you're dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Rising, or Venus with the swords. But it is about someone that's being very intellectual in the process in terms of what it is that they're doing. They're being very, very clear thinking and taking authority of their own life. What else? And they're using their spirituality to guide them to their truth, and they're following their truth. This is beautiful, guys. This is really beautiful. This is a major arcana card. And this is about mystery, using the mystery in their life, using their intuition to make things better. So how you see them is becoming very efficient. They're making decisions, tapping into their higher self in terms of their truth and moving forward, okay, in this relationship or in this situation. Now, how do they feel about you? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. How do they feel about you? What is this? How do they feel about you? Here it is. Productivity. Wow. One sees each other as efficient, the other sees the productivity. Did you guys meet at work? I'm just saying here, okay? But this is good. Sometimes that you can apply things that you've learned in work to your relationships. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not so much. But in this situation, it seems like they see you as being very, very productive, okay? And flourishing, right? So very, very productive in terms of, your work. For those of you that came to the channel about that. But yeah, it's flourishing, really focusing on the prize, on what it is that they want to see bloom. They see you really just focused on their prize. You may have a child, or that other person may have a child, but how they feel about you is they see you as being extremely productive at this time, which is really quite beautiful. Really, really beautiful. It's also about with a little work and perspective, that any sort of obstacle that might be standing in the way can be cleared, okay? So I think that they're seeing that they see you as clearing the obstacles out of your way, and it takes new form. And remember, like I told you, in that new form, it's like growth is formed, right? There's growth, right? Things bloom, all right? So that's what this is talking about here. So yeah, so this is about turning any sort of activity that they see you as turning any sort of activity into something very productive, okay? And there's some sort of transformation and completeness that comes from that. Let me pull the tarot and see what wants to come out here, and see what wants to come out. So how do they feel about you? Productivity in this relationship too. If you're actually together, it could be that you're being very productive. They see you as being very productive. The Hangman, interesting. Maybe you're going within, maybe this person just kind of, how they feel about you is they see you taking a different perspective on something, okay? And getting enlightened in the process. Whatever it was that was bewildering you, it's kind of like you turn yourself upside down to gain the enlightenment, and boom, okay? So I really feel the hangman as being like at a crossroads, right? They're at a crossroads in terms of productivity. Anything else that wants to come through? Queen of Swords. King of Swords on this side and Queen of Swords on this side. What a pair. Could be, again, dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. This is someone that cuts things out that at this time may not be on their path at this moment. They're having influence over their decisions. They want to talk. That was with an extended arm and a hand of cooperation, but they will cut something out if it isn't something that is, fruitful, on their path, productive in the relationship or in the situation. And they try to look at a lot of different perspectives, as well too. But that's what I'm seeing. Okay, what do you make together? What do you make together? Let's see what wants to come out. What do you make together, Capricorn? You and this other person, or you and that other side, you make a connection. This is great. This is great, guys. So this is beautiful because this is just saying you've got this beautiful connection. It looks like it's an emotional connection too, because this is like underwater things, like the starfish, and you've got like lots of starfish, a little bit of a seahorse in here as well, a lot of shells. It's just really beautiful fish. And this is all about, there's a connection emotionally that I feel because it's beneath the waters, and there is some sort of beautiful connection. So what you make together is a beautiful connection, some sort of connection of some sort. I'm going to pull some tarot and see what wants to come out. So it's about making a connection. Let's see what wants to come out. King of Pentacles. Now this could be you or that other person that's taking this on. The King of Pentacles is about authority. This is about wealth, right? This is about wealth, and this is about, discipline. This is about, controlling. So this could be a person that people come to for advice and that type of thing. So there's some sort of connection at work, maybe about someone that it could be a boss. It could be someone that you meet at work. There's some sort of connection that you have with someone at work or with a boss of some sort. Could be, again, a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Or this could just be you, okay? So just saying there. Anything else that wants to clarify this? Yeah, something that has been a battle in the past, that's been conflict in the past. Maybe that you've had a conflict in a relationship or a current situation in the past, and it's brought a lot of strife. But this is saying this is changing. You've got a 5 card. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy, that one fiery energy. This is changing. Let's continue and clarify this. Yeah, I knew it was changing. It's put an end to it. This is enough is enough is enough, right? Okay, so next chapter, right? So that's what I'm seeing here is like the 10 is all about coming to, it's about completion. So no more of this strife, and let's see what wants to come out after the 10 of Swords. Wow, you've got the 8 of Wands. So the 8s talk about change, and the Wands are about this, there's some sort of change. Maybe you're going through some sort of travel, Capricorn, right now too. So you're having a change in terms, it could be a work situation of sorts, something's come to an end, but there's some sort of change. And this is the 8 of Wands, which is travel, change, some sort of movement now in this relationship or in this situation. So now that the strife is gone, now that the dark night of the soul is gone, no more, there is a change that's coming into play. Now you're taking a little bit of rest to focus on one thing at a time, but that's about to gain your stability. The 4 is the Swords about stability, and you're really praying to your higher self and your source here, and in terms of the next steps and how you will move forward. But this is getting rest. You've been really working hard. So this is about really getting the rest that you need right now. It's like, whew, I'm tired just coming out of this this combative environment, the 10 of Swords, and then just coming out into, wow, okay, things are changing. And as they're changing, start thinking about and taking the rest that you need to get the enlightenment that you need, okay? But that's what I see here. What you make together is no more, is getting the rest. It's no more of combat, no more of that. It's about connection, all right? And what's going to help you? I'm going to pull a soul trees on this. I have to do this right now because I think that what you make together, What advice here? Take inspired action for what it is that you want. This is beautiful. inspired action. So this is really beautiful because what this talks about here is that physical movement towards your goals. So this might have to do something with work, Capricorn. I'm just saying, this is take the movement towards your goals and in your dreams. It's like motivation, momentum. Okay, so it could be in this relationship, you're taking inspired action on both sides, and that could very much well be the case. Okay, it's about creating things differently now, right? Now that the conflict is gone and you ended a cycle, you've got a brand new cycle that has birthed itself, and now it's about taking all this beautiful inspired action. This is the color of the solar plexus. This is like, the crown chakra and the third eye. This is about the communication in the throat chakra. And it's really opening up a world of inspired action. This is about dreaming. This is the stars and keeping your eye on the dream of what you want in this relationship situation. And then there's passion with the red, but it's also the grounding with the root chakra too. So this is beautiful, guys, really beautiful. So what do you need most? What you most need to know about them? Okay, we'll get this out. Here it is. Okay, what is that? Renewal. I'm not surprised. Lighting the fire for a new renewal, right? Cycle, completion of a cycle, of a certain situation. Okay, so be open to the renewals and the new beginnings that are presenting themselves all over here. Okay, be open to that. Okay, just close your eyes, envision it, keep those dreams alive. Continue to take that inspired action. Really beautiful. These cards look really great together. And yeah, so I really feel that taking inspired action with the cosmic, working with the universe and co-creating in this relationship or in this situation. So what you need to know about them is they want renewal. They want renewal, kind of taking this teardrop into this renewal. That's what I see. So very, very beautiful. Lots of new opportunities here. Anything else that needs to be clarified for the renewal? What you need to know most about them? What you need to know most best is they're taking things into their own hands and driving things towards the way that they want things to go into keeping the balance. This is the Chariot card. So this is beautiful because this just tells me that you what you need to know about them is they're taking control of the situation. Okay, so just make note about that. All right, so when this comes into play, is that not only they can take into control, but they have the willpower to make it happen. Okay, so very, very good. So they want renewal and they're taking charge of that. Okay, and what you need to know most about them, let's pull just one more card on here. They're getting rid of any illusions that have been blocking them, that have been hidden, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Things have been hidden in the past, some sort of illusion, and they're ridding of that, right? They're setting it free. It's being transparent, right? So that's exactly what I see here, is that some sort of illusion, they're reacting to some sort of false belief or some sort of distortion in this relationship or in this situation. And that's what's coming into play here. So, what is that for this other person? Because it's saying there's some sort of misconception. Okay, yeah, so some sort of false belief. So this is interesting. So they're in the driver's seat trying to rid of that. So hence booking a discovery session to kind of check what that looks like. But that's really key. And that is as they're breaking through that. Hopefully that is the case. So let's take a look at the blocks and the difficulties in this relationship or in this situation. Blocks and difficulties in this relationship or in this situation. Let's see what that is. Here it is. Reaction. Okay. So how each of you responds to a situation, to what is said, to what's happening and the dynamics between both of you on either side. Okay. So that's what's coming into play here. So this is saying is to step back, take a breather catch your breath and to ponder, how you would like to respond. Responding in love helps things bloom, right? So yeah, there's some sort of reaction to a situation, okay? And whatever it is, it had some tears, because you see he's got some tears that are kind of coming down here, okay? It's like, I almost feel that this is a man, but regardless of the energy, you or the other person, it's all about the energy. So male or female, it's just really all about the energy. But this is about, some sort of reaction, okay? Reaction to a situation, reaction to a something that was said, something that was done, maybe in this relationship or in this situation, it was enough for them to be sad enough to want to make a change. So in this situation, then be careful about how you react to each other. Misplacements of unresolved emotions. Make sure that you're checking in on your unresolved emotions. Uh, and because that might knock things off balance, kind of find out the source of where that's stemming from and getting a way to clear that out. Okay. So limiting emotion really what happens, it restricts the truth of the situation. All right. And what we want to see is to show the truth. The person that can only feel positive emotion doesn't recognize the villain. Okay. And the person who only feels anger cannot accept love. So it's really about observing emotions on either side for both of you here, and consider what they're signaling to each other, what's stemming from that. Okay. And how you react and how you respond to life depends on how you perceive it to be. So how, and step away for a while, get the clarity. Sometimes you need to step away and get some sort of detachment to get that clarity. So that might be the very case, but let love be the catalyst. Okay. Accepting your emotional self leads you to feeling calm in this situation and in this, relationship. It leaves you to be composed and blessed. All right. Blessed in every, in every solution. Okay. So, that's what this is saying. Okay. So sometimes the water will boil. So just, keep that in mind if that's coming into play here. Okay. So that's blocks and difficulties. Anything else that can help you? I'm going to pull a soul trees. Anything else on this reaction, blocks and difficulties? What do we have? May have to do with family. So it could be a current family, it could have stemmed from family. That could very much well be the case, right? Because remember I talked about the beginning, nobody grows up with a perfect past. That inner stuff we need to heal so we can reach our full potential. Okay. And again, that it might have to do with the upbringing of the family for some of you. Okay. So do note that. All right. It could have to do with a current situation, anything regarding that, but it is all about family. Okay. Anything else in terms of the blockages? Collaborate together, be able to work together on the situation. This is communication, two people, right? Focusing on that throat chakra, all forms of communication, verbal, whatever, emotional, all different types of communication, email, whatever. Just really be sure that when you're speaking to each other, texting, whatever, make sure that you're working together and you are watching your reactions to your emotions. Very, very key, guys. Okay. That's some of the blockages. And what's the best way to move forward? Let's see what that is. Here we go. What's the best way to move forward in this relationship or situation? Here it is. Perception. You might have to check Aqua's reading out on here too, but this is having a clear, keen perception about things. Okay. Being really perceiving things and using your third eye. You see your third eye is really highlighted there. So perception is going to be key. It's all how you view something. And maybe you need to tweak your perception about some sort of belief or some sort of emotion in terms of how you relate to each other. Okay. And definitely if you're interested in that, you want to check out our coaching on there too. But you can book a discovery session to kind of see what service is best for you here. But I do want to let you know, getting clear on your perceptions and how you would like to move forward and how these perceptions, where they stemmed from, what's standing with you, and what is really the truth behind that, right? If you take it as being just a vanilla situation, so to speak, what does that really say? Without us putting our layers of judgment and opinions on it, if we strip that all down to just the very mere basics, and I'm just saying vanilla, so to speak. I don't know, I'm thinking of ice cream or something right now. Yogurt, that sounds good. But that's what I'm saying, is that it really... just to really, strip things down to where they're at and find out what really, what we're looking at here, okay? And this is having a keen perception to this. So you might be recognizing this, you or the other person, okay? Very cool. I love this, guys. Growth is all up here. Best way forward is to use your perception. What else? Persevere. This is the 9 of Wands. Keep going through. You're almost at the 10. Keep persevering. This person's not going to give up, okay? Even though they've got a bandage on their head. Their boots are in green there, and that's that heart chakra, right? So destined to step forward and go for what it is that they want. Green tights too, okay? All right? So that's what I'm talking about here. And green deck. So this is all about, using, even though there's going to be obstacles, right? Obstacles with the mountains in there, okay? This is basically saying is that you're going to move forward because this is what you love, okay? And you're not going to give up until you get that next one. And you might be doing with the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or just taking on that energy, one of you. It could be that it's the 9, it's coming to fruition, all right? So it's almost there, right? It's been a struggle, it's been really hard, but it's almost there. What's the next card and the best way forward? So continue to persevere, right? It wants you to persevere and to continue to do that, okay? So let's see here, perception. Okay, let's see. I want to shuffle this up. What else wants to come through? Persevere, end the heartbreak. What else? Yeah, no more sneaky behavior, right? Ridden of the sneaky behavior. Best way forward, don't be sneaky and sneak off to camp. This is about being honest and being fair, okay? And that's what wants to come into. This is about the 7s. 7s are about having faith not to do this, okay? Having faith that you can work through this and not let those sneaky, emotions, get into the way, right? You don't want those sneaky emotions to get into the way. You want to have a clear perception, right? That's what it wants to let you do, and to keep persevering and working through this, okay? So that would be key. So I hope that this resonated, guys, with you in some way, shape, or form, and I look forward to seeing you in December. And until then, namaste.